What's going on, y'all? I got a programming challenge solution for test average in C++. First thing I need to do is create a few variables. I have a constant integer variable called number of scores. We'll just say num of scores, and that's going to be set equal to 5, as we're going to have 5 test scores, and this is going to be the divisor whenever we go to get the average. So the next thing I need to do is create a few float variables, and these are changeable. These are actually going to be declared here and not initialized, as the information is going to be going into these variables as the user enters information to each one of them via the prompt that we're gonna set forth for them to put that information into. So let's say score, and then score number 5, and this is obviously at a basic level because you can use a loop for this, to get the average test scores, but this is just for for purposes of beginners trying to figure out how this stuff works. We're just setting one for each test score instead of creating like an array or whatever. So this is just on the easy end of it. All right, next I need to get some information from the user, so I need to first prompt the user and let them know what information I need. So I'm gonna put a new line there. I'm gonna say enter 5 test scores, and then I'm gonna say press enter to continue. All right, and then here's a statement that uses the cin statement and uses the get method. The get method just basically waits for the user to hit the enter key. So you'll see the way that looks whenever we run it at the terminal. Next, I'm still getting some information for the user. I'm gonna get each test score, so I'm gonna say put a new line first, and then say score 1, and then the user, and then here's a cin statement that's going to get information from the user into the score 1 variable. All right, and then same thing is gonna be apply for every score after that. So you can fast forward this until the next portion where I get the calculations or calculate the average. All right, score 2, and then cin statement again, just like that. Okay, so and this is going to be for every single score, so I'm just going to copy this and paste it up until it goes 5 times. So score 3, score 4, and then score 5. All right, and those are all the scores, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, at this point I need to process some information or calculate some information. I need to get the total of all the scores. So it's score 1 plus score 2 plus score 3 plus score 2 all the way to score 5. You get the point. All right. Score 2, underscore 2. There's a squiggly line there. Probably misspelled it. And then score 5. CORE. All right, there we go. All right, so that's what I need to do, calculate the total, and then to get the average, I just say average equals total divided by number of scores. All right, that should get the average. All right, so once I got my input information from the user, then I process it or calculate, whatever you want to call it. And then next thing I need to do is actually output the information to the user. Let them know that everything went through good, and just show them what's happening. All right, so here I'm going to use a set precision and set it equal to 1 decimal fixed to the right. If you just put fixed without without specifying whether right or left, it's automatically going to fix to the right. All right, and then so here I'm going to just enter the information and say the average test score is, and then enter the average variable there. And then here I'm going to put a new line at the end, and then here's the line break. All right, so there's a squiggly line there. Let's see if I go quick fix, see what happens. Include path. Nope, that's not what I want. So the reason why there's an error here is because, well, first let me show you something. So I'm going to open up a terminal, right? And then here on the file that I'm working on, I'm going to right click, open integrated terminal, and I'm going to go to compile the program as if there's no problems in there. So C++ into the program name, the file name. All right, so there's an error, what an error looks like in the terminal. Here's the line number. It says line 39, and then it says the 13th character, so you can count 13 characters in, and there's the error, right? But the text editor is awesome in the sense that it gives you those squiggly lines and lets you know that there's a problem before you have to compile it. All right, so I already know what the problem is. I need to include the iomanip statement. I'm sorry, the iomanip library, because it has this function or this method set precision in it. So let me trash this. Let me clear this terminal out real quick and make it. All right. So this method right here, you see that there's the actual, what it does. If you right click and you say, if you right click on this, let's say, I think there's one that says right here, go to definition. Here's the definition for set precision right here. And it's in this entire iomanip library, which is hundreds of lines of code, right? So it's just a basic thing that you kind of, instead of reinventing the wheel, you use this iomanip library so that you can use this function right here. All right, so that's it right there. Let me go ahead and compile this and then run it. So C++, file name, enter, and then to run the program, I said ./.a.out, hit enter. All right. Enter 5 test scores, press enter to continue. So I'll press enter. All right, score 1, 67, 98, 34, 100, 100. All right, the average test score is 79.8.